Vince Staples is by far one of the most underrated rappers in all of hip hop. The California rapper has been going for a little over 10 years at this point, but as of right now, the only type of recognition that he gets is from the people that are in the know. And even then, Vince's personality is so great that you can see him in commercials, making cameos in music videos, and I think he is by far the funniest rapper.
Can you do a quick commercial for Long Beach Tourism?
Hi, my name is Vince Staples, stay off of Anaheim and Artesia.
And after looking at his discography, I knew there was a specific album that I wanted to talk about, and that would be 2018's FM. I just think this is the most representative of who Vince Staples is. The idea of songs that revolve around this West Coast radio station is really interesting, especially considering that Vince Staples is notorious for not making radio songs.
I made the album so it could get synced for movies. So I had got...
You made it with that in mind?
Yeah, every single one, and almost, I think like probably 80% of those songs got synced.
So it's pretty fun to see Vince Staples make an album about the good and bad of radio. You know, social commentary type beat. Kind of like the Boondocks really. Obviously because they're different type of media, they go about it in different ways. But shout out to Boondocks though. Great show.
What is wrong with letting people be happy? Can too much hope possibly be a bad thing?
Hope is irrational. I'm supporting Obama because he black.
Anyways though, going back to Vince Staples, the album aims to do something similar in looking at the good and bad and criticizing radio through a satirical lens. The best example of this is the song Fun. On the surface, the song doesn't really provide a lot to think about. Like as a song, it is really good, but it's definitely the type of song that you can listen to casually. Although this alone can be enough for a critique on the shallowness of songs on the radio, I think it shines brightest with the context of this being a whole criticism about radio and the music industry. When you look at the lyrics on this track, nothing about it screams radio. Like the very first line is about someone that got shot.
Little buddy got murdered on the fly.
Later in the verse, Vince Staples uses Tupac as an example for how nobody is really safe. And the only reason why they're playing this song on the radio is because it's fun. At the end of the day, people don't want to think about the corruption or the death or anything. People just want to have fun. But also, alternatively, you can say that it's the other way around. You can say it's a rapper that's trying to have fun, but in order to get played on the radio, he has to talk about the shootings and the struggle that everybody faces on a day-to-day basis. But especially the struggles that a lot of kids face just because they were surrounded by gang culture and they were poor. I think it can be a little bit of both, where you need to be fun but also you need to talk about like people getting shot. But if I had to guess, I think Vince Staples is trying to criticize the people who have commercialized this trauma that a lot of black kids suffer from. This is more evident in the music video for the song. We see what it's like to live a day in Ramona Park through the lens of Google Street View. I've never really seen anybody do this type of video and I thought it was really creative. So props to whoever came up with the idea and shout out to the music director because this video is great. But anyways, at the end of the video, it's revealed that the guy that's been watching all of this happen is some white kid living in the comfort of a nice home, which reminds me a lot about the whole thing with Vine and In the Hood compilations where people just cartoonified quote unquote the hood, and I think that's what Vince Staples is making fun of here, the people who are entertained by that. And when we look at the entirety of FM, we'll find nuggets just like this one. And I do encourage you to listen to the album if you haven't, because I think you can find it either A, relatable if you listen to a lot of radio, B, funny because Vince Staples is just naturally funny, or you can just admire how well the songs flow from one to the other. There's a lot of things to like about Vince Staples FM, which is why it was one of the best received albums of 2018. I made this video because recently I realized how much I was underrating Vince Staples, just because I didn't realize how talented he was, and I thought maybe I could right a wrong by convincing somebody to listen to Vince Staples. And with that being said, shout out to Vince Staples, shout out to Sprite, and shout out to J Dilla.